In 6 hours, Week 18 will officially be upon us. The last week of football is here. At midnight on Sunday, the regular season will be over. Some teams will be celebrating because they made the playoffs and now have a chance at the Super Bowl. And others will be weeping because they just missed out, kind of like the Chargers last year. This is a big week to make Caden, shut up. I just wanted to rub it in. The Chargers don't make the playoffs that often. They finally did it though. Good job, Chargers. Either way, this is a big week for, sports betting. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's a lot of players that have incentives to hit.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple players that only need less than 100 yards receiving, less than 5 catches in a game, less than 100 yards passing, and they get $500,000 in incentives. So it's a really big week. There's a lot of teams that are going to be resting starters, so that makes things go crazy. It makes everything wild, and it's a really exciting time in Week 18. Welcome to the K&A Football Podcast. All right, Caden, you said you had something to say?
Well, yeah. When you brought up the incentives just then, like a lot of players, like if they get like 5 catches, they'll reach their bonus and they get like $1 million bonus. Like I think Christian Kirk needs like 4 catches and a couple yards to get $1 million bonus. So it's like a big deal for a lot of players. And I saw something earlier this week. And when you're scrolling through Instagram or something and you see something like it's if it's funny, like you'll chuckle, but you don't really laugh like very loud, like dying of laughter. I saw something when I was scrolling through Instagram this week and I burst out laughing. Like I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard just looking at something like on Instagram or on my phone. I saw something because incentives this week, and everyone knows that you might have seen it. Kenny Golladay, did you see it?
I didn't see this.
So he was a good receiver at the Lions. Yeah. And then he came to New York, got a huge contract, and he's just been horrible. Like he has 4 catches on the season. He's really struggled. It's kind of like a meme how bad he is and how he's like robbing money for this high contract and he does nothing. And I was scrolling and I saw something and it was like Kenny Golladay needs only 76 catches on Sunday for like a $750,000. Like it was so funny. I highly recommend following like NFL memes. Yeah. I think that's what it's called on Instagram. Very funny account. That made me like laugh so hard. I don't know why. When you brought up incentives, I just came to my mind. I started laughing again, and I just thought I had to share that for some reason.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to look into. Look at what players like really underperformed this season, and then how far off they were. From
I think he's like he's one of the furthest ones. I saw something too. This wasn't an incentive. It was like Russell Wilson needs just like 79 touchdown passes to break the NFL record on Sunday. Like something so stupid. It's just funny.
Yeah, fun stuff. But yeah. It's really a fun week in the NFL, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's a couple big games. Like, there's a lot of games that, for teams to get into the playoffs, they need to win. There's a lot of games where it can help their seeding if they win, or in a couple situations, it helps their team if they lose. Most notably, like the Bears. If they lose and the Texans accidentally win against the Colts, which
very real possibility for sure.
It's a possibility. Like the Texans are so bad, I wouldn't be shocked if they lost bad too. Like it's a very real possibility the Bears end up with the number 1 pick,
which would more than likely be they'd trade back.
I would.
Yeah, pick up so much capital, help their team.
Yeah, and then still draft a great guy at like 6 or 7. Like
it's really interesting going into this last week. A lot of there's still a lot of playoff spots still to be won, so there's going to be there's a huge game tonight for the AFC South title, the Titans and the Jags.
Yeah, whoever wins, they're in.
Yeah, I still do have a concussion, but I'm going to watch this game. Like I don't care at this point. Like I have to see this game.
Football over
brain. Yeah, it's all right. But I am getting better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will be watching this game. It's gonna be a lot. But it's going to be a fun week.
It should be. Speaking of getting better, in case you guys didn't see, Damar Hamlin is awake. He's speaking on his own. He's breathing on his own. He's, like, good. The doctors think that he's going to make a full neurological recovery. So that's all very good. But Caden, we were talking before the show that the NFL will not be rescheduling, replaying, anything the Bills-Bengals game. Like the game isn't played. So I don't fully understand it. So what does that mean for the playoffs?
Right. So they said that the Bengals-Bills game counts as just a no contest. So the Bengals and Bills will both have played 16 games at the end of the season, while everyone else will played 17. And so the way I understood it and heard from when I was listening to like NFL Network and stuff was like, so if the Bengals and Bills play in the Super Bowl, or not, if the Bengals and Bills play in the AFC Championship, the Bills will have home field advantage because they had a better record and they were the better team. But if the Bills play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it'll be played at a neutral site. If the Bengals play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, it'll be played at a neutral site. So if one of those two teams plays the Chiefs in the playoffs or the AFC Championship, it will be at a neutral site. I think if they play any other team, just whoever has the better record will have home field advantage. I don't think it'll affect it. But then there is another thing that's like the Bengals and the Ravens, because the Bengals technically hadn't clinched the AFC North going into this next week, because if they would have lost to the Ravens, I think the Ravens would have passed them. But since the whole no contest thing, the Bengals ultimately ended up clinching the AFC North, so they're going to have a home playoff game, maybe. Because if the Ravens beat the Bengals on Sunday, if the Bengals and the Ravens play in the playoffs at any time, they'll do a coin flip to determine who has home field.
Well,
a lot of it doesn't make sense. I'm sure it'll make sense as we go. I think the NFL would choose maybe the most confusing way to resolve all of this.
Probably. I'm pretty confused by the whole thing.
I'm trying to explain. I'm confusing myself as I'm talking to you.
Does anyone get the 1 seed going into the playoffs? I guess there's still a chance that anyone takes the 1 seed, or did the Chiefs just get it at this point?
I think, I don't know. I'm assuming it's Kansas City just ultimately has it because they were, well, maybe. It's so confusing.
Because the Bills will probably win this week. They're playing the Patriots.
Maybe, because they might not be in the right headspace after everything that happened. Who knows?
Yeah, it's true. The Chiefs play the Raiders today at 4:25, which is, the Chiefs are probably going to win that because they can still take the 1 seed. So they're probably still going to win it. They have a lot of players like Patrick Mahomes who need like 300 yards for a $500,000 incentive. And the Bengals play the Ravens, who, in my opinion, the Bengals probably win that. So all of 3 of these teams will probably just end up in the same position that we're in. So who gets the 1 seed?
Right. So I think as Kansas City wins, they get it. If they lose, I don't know, man. It's really confusing, and it'll get interesting. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out after the week.
Everyone's learning as we go. Everyone's probably just as confused as everyone else.
Probably just
the only one who probably knows what's going on is Roger Goodell, because he made the weird thing. Personally, I think they should have just done a coin flip for the 1, 2, and 3 seeds.
Yeah, probably. Would
have made a lot more sense to people.
The Bills. Okay, you want heads or tails? Okay, it's heads. You get the 1 seed, and then Chiefs Bengals. What do you guys want? And then just do that the whole way down until you get the top 3.
Exactly.
But, we'll figure it out as we go. It's a fun experience, and maybe we'll figure it out, or maybe it'll just happen. We're like,
we're in the Super Bowl now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into our pick'ems for this week.
This week's K&A pick'ems.
Debbie's got this. Debbie's doing a lot of work back there.
Yeah.
Debbie got us new mics, new setup. The new setup is pretty much complete, I think.
Yeah.
We got to get some new lights still, but we got the new mics, so it should sound good.
Hopefully it sounds good. I haven't listened to it yet. Debbie says it sounds good. Hopefully it translates well into the podcast and YouTube world. Who knows?
For sure.
All right, so first game today is the Chiefs are playing at the Raiders. Yeah. Your phone, Caden.
My phone?
Yeah. So
give Debbie my phone.
Yeah, it's not suspicious.
Oh yeah, Debbie was
texting me. Oh, oopsies.
I was trying to text you.
So Chiefs playing at Raiders. Like we said, the Chiefs have allegedly potential to get the 1 seed. No one's really sure. The Raiders will be playing for
pride,
pretty much nothing. I'm sure that they'll play to win because the Chiefs are in their division, and I would completely understand wanting to mess up the Chiefs, opportunities, because that's what I would do if I was in their division, just me personally. And the Raiders obviously won't be playing with Derek Carr. They'll be playing with Jared Stidham again, which he did very well last week.
He did against a good defense.
Against a very good defense. So we'll see if it was kind of a beginner's luck sort of thing, or if he actually is, good. But look, for me, I'm not going to dwell too much on this. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think they're the better team, and the Raiders just aren't. I'm not going to dwell on that too much.
Yeah, Jared Stidham played good last week. Almost beat the Niners, but let's be real. He's not beating Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. I mean, the Raiders, I'm sure half the Raiders players are just waiting for this week to be over. Josh Jacobs probably leaving this offseason. Derek Carr is already gone, but he's not even playing. Devontae Adams, very good chance he leaves. I mean, there's a lot of question marks for this team. They don't like their coach. It's going to be a lot of question marks to see what happens. So
yeah, this will be a team to watch on the offseason for sure.
There's going to be a lot of storylines with a lot of teams. This will be one of the bigger stories and teams to follow for sure.
I mean, looking at this team before the season, I mean, we thought that the AFC West was going to be the powerhouse division. We thought that there was a chance that all 4 teams could make the playoffs in this division, and turns out only 2 make the playoffs, and the Chiefs are just as good as they were before. There were a lot of question marks for them before the season too, and just the Broncos and Raiders just did not meet expectations whatsoever.
Nope.
But yeah, not too much to talk about there. Chiefs win, and even if they don't, no big deal.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Maybe. We really don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know what the implications are, but the Chiefs aren't going anywhere in the playoffs. They're really just playing for the 1 seed. This is a huge game in the AFC South.
Oh, yeah.
This is Titans at Jaguars.
And that does matter.
Which matters a whole lot. The Jaguars, earlier this year, just a couple weeks ago, a month ago, beat the Titans at home 36-22. So the Titans were at home. That was their home field advantage. Now, it's the Jaguars' home field advantage, and the Titans don't have Ryan Tannehill.
They're starting the rocket scientist.
They're starting Josh Dobbs. When it comes to Week 18, and you're like, okay, both of these teams can make the playoffs, I really do expect it to be a competition. Right, we'll get to it later. The Packers play the Lions, and it's the same situation. Like, whichever one of those teams win, they're in the playoffs. Basically.
Maybe,
for those two. Basically that way. For these two teams, while it's whoever wins is in, I think that one team is substantially better than the other.
I agree.
Yeah. The Jaguars are going to win this game. And I hope it's a good game. I really do. I want to watch a good game tonight. But I don't feel like it's going to be very close. And even if the score says it's close, the way that they play it's just not going to be a good game. The Jaguars are going to win.
Yeah. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has been rolling the second half of the season. The Jaguars I guess as a team, have been rolling the second half of the season. Doug Peterson's been a great coach for them. And Trevor Lawrence's second season, he's probably going to get them into the playoffs. So I'm also going Jaguars. The Titans got Derrick Henry, but aside from that, they don't got any receivers. They're starting Josh Dobbs at quarterback. They've lost 7 in a row?
Yeah.
I mean, a throwback to I don't even know what week it was, but when we had my dad on the show and the Titans and the Bengals were playing, he said, we were previewing that game, he's like, this could be the AFC Championship, which at the time looked like, yeah, it definitely could be. The Titans were rolling. The Bengals are obviously still a very good chance of doing that, but the Titans now, there's a very real chance that they don't even make the playoffs. I mean, they are struggling. They lost to the Texans a couple weeks ago. I mean, Jaguars, at home.
Best of luck, Jags. You control your own destiny.
Yeah, for the first time, probably since the year they went to the AFC Championship with their in Saxonville, their incredible defense.
Yeah,
for sure. It should be.
Hopefully,
it's gonna be interesting because, we'll see. Why are these logos so big on the screen? The other ones are all small, and this one's boom,
huge. All right, so now we're into the Sunday slate. Those are the 2 Saturday games today. and now we're into the Sunday slate. So Browns at Steelers. What are you thinking for this one, Caden?
Dude, Mike Tomlin, we said it last week, we said it the week before, he can squeak into the playoffs, and he can get his 17th straight winning season.
Sounds right.
With this team going into the year with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. Oh, man.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, I would really love. This is it for the Browns.
This is the Browns Super Bowl.
This is our Super Bowl. We didn't make the playoffs, and we knew that 2 weeks ago that we weren't going to be in the playoffs, and it was unfortunate. Even though our margin there to make it in was less than 1%. So this is our biggest game in the year, and we can do it. I feel like we can beat the Steelers.
It could happen.
The Steelers, I don't feel like are very good. They've just been barely squeaking to these wins. They barely beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens have just been so lucky to squeak out wins without him. They barely beat the Ravens. I feel like we can do it. I have a note here. Okay, it's only 3 words. Okay, it's 3 words, and I feel like if we can do these 3 words, we can win this game.
Run the ball.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how you understand it and I understand it.
Yeah.
And we both understand it. And Kevin Stefanski doesn't seem to understand it. But yeah, run the ball. It's not that difficult. If we do that, I feel like we can win this game. We chew clock, we gain yards. It's going to be crazy. And even if Watson drops back to pass, listen to this. Design run. Watson just runs. Stop passing the ball. We'll just run the ball all game and we can win this game.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very real possibility the Browns win if they run the ball, which I don't think they're going to do.
I don't either.
So with that and the Steelers, they have a lot to play for. They can still squeak into the playoffs. Tomlin's coaching. I mean, he doesn't probably care about the stats, but another winning season. I'm going to pick the Steelers. There's a lot of tensions that seem like they're brewing on the Browns defense.
Yeah.
With Jadeveon Clowney saying he's 95%. I don't know how you get that number, but he's 95% sure that he's. It makes no sense. Okay. He's 95% sure that he's leaving the Browns next season. And then Myles Garrett came out and kind of threw a shot at him and said we want volunteers, not hostages or something like that, talking about Clowney and kind of seems like tensions are building because he doesn't want to be there anymore and they're angry. So
yeah,
Steelers have a lot more to play for. I know the Browns do have a lot to play for. They can eliminate the Steelers from playoff contention. They can give Tomlin a losing season, but that doesn't matter.
We can finish 3rd in the division, not finish on the bottom.
But technically,
big deal.
Honestly, as a Browns fan, I know you really, and this sounds weird, this sounds stupid, but a lot of these teams that are battling for 3rd and 4th, the way the scheduling works out is, so if you finish 4th in your division plays a division from the AFC, a division from the NFC, a random team from the AFC. It's randomized, I think. And then, say you finish 4th in the AFC, your whole division might play the AFC West, but then you, as the last place finisher in the AFC North, you would play the last place team in the AFC East and in the AFC South. And first place plays the first. So it's honestly if it's a meaningless thing like this, the Browns don't own their pick. It's yeah, you can eliminate the team from the playoffs, but maybe you can get that last place schedule and play the last place team the Broncos next season and the Texans instead of finishing one above in 3rd, and instead you're playing the Raiders, still aren't good, and what team's 3rd and Colts. Oh, well, that's a bad example, but you're playing the 4th place schedule instead of the 3rd place schedule, So it's sort of, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah,
but
I feel like that's something that's so in the back of the minds,
right? But
of coaches and managers.
Right. The coaches don't matter at all. But as a fan, you got to think okay, this gives us an easier schedule next season. A little bit.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's my team sucks, and here's the silver lining.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's stupid, but it's something I've always thought about because Panthers have been bad for so long. I'm like, hey, at least we get to play the 4th place schedule next year, but yet we're just as bad as those teams, so we're probably still going to lose. But it's like, it's something to think about.
It is. But I still hope we win.
Right. I mean, yeah, I would too. I think the Steelers will win, though, personally.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see, where's my notes? Bengals. Bengals are at home. So Ravens at Bengals. Bengals 2 home games in a row, but they didn't play the last one. Let's see. So both the Bengals and Ravens are in the playoffs. I don't feel like they can really move.
Who? The Ravens or the Bengals?
Ravens or the Bengals. Yeah.
I don't really know. We don't really know the Bengals. The top 3 seeding is really going right now.
So like you said, though, like the Bengals, it's kind of like a NFC East situation where it's like the Bengals had a chance at the 1 seed, but they still haven't locked the division, which is...
No, they have now.
But now they have. Right. But it was just a weird situation, and now that they have the division, they're playing for the 1 seed, apparently. Again, don't really know how that works. The Ravens haven't, like I said earlier, the Ravens haven't looked good without Lamar Jackson.
And he's not playing.
And he's not playing in this game, which is, clearly, I mean, the Ravens are already in the playoffs. They're clearly just saving him for when they get to the playoffs.
Smart move.
Which is pretty smart right there. That wasn't sarcasm either. Like, that's like, why would you play him and have him get hurt again to where he can't play in the postseason when you can't have him play in the postseason? So it makes sense. And the Ravens just have so many injuries. Like, if you go through their injury report, it's like...
pages.
Everybody. Like, it's so many people. You know who the Bengals have injured?
I don't know.
They have 2 players injured. Okay? Eli Apple is listed.
He's not even good.
He's not good. Sorry, Eli. You played for Ohio State. You did pretty good there, but you're not good. And he's only listed as questionable. He's not even like doubtful. He's just questionable. And then Sam Hubbard.
Oh, he's good.
He is good, but he's not listed as anything. It's just like, whatever. He's like probably not even injured. So the Bengals have 0 injuries, probably because they only played half a quarter of football last week.
Yeah, that's true. They pretty much had a bye week. Yeah,
they pretty much had a bye week on Sunday. They practiced all week, didn't play, and now they get the same thing again. So I don't feel like this is going to be much of a competition. I'm sorry. Like, the Bengals are going to win this, and the Ravens keep on squeaking out these like lucky wins or lucky close games against teams.
The Falcons.
Against bad teams that they should lose to without Lamar. Like, if the Ravens don't come back at Lamar Jackson this offseason,
with all the money in the world.
With all of the money in the world, they're stupid. Like, they're so bad without him. I know they're not going to do it because they don't have the money for it. But, like, he is the entire team. Like, they have 0 offense without him. Their offense is so one-dimensional. It's just run the ball. And that's all they have. And the Bengals are not going to be a team where you squeak a lucky win against. You have to play hard and you have to play good if you want to beat the Bengals.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if the Sam Hubbard and Eli Apple don't play. It doesn't matter. What matters is Lamar Jackson's not playing. And they, like you said, they've looked horrible without him. He's been their whole offense all season, and without him, they are nothing. They're going to lose. Bengals pretty much have a long week. I mean, they didn't really play. Yeah. They played a half of a quarter. I mean, Bengals, I guess they could still get the 1 seed. We don't really know how that works.
I guess if the Bills lose and the Chiefs lose and the Bengals win, they could still take it. But the Bengals and Chiefs, or the Bills and Chiefs aren't losing.
Yeah, we don't really.
We're gonna stop speculating on what.
We'll know on Monday, on Monday's recap episode, how it all works. I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bengals win this one, more than likely. Yeah.
Yeah. Completely agree with that. All right, this is. It's a weird game.
It is,
because if you look at it, it's like, all right, yeah, for sure, the Vikings are gonna win this. I need like a better way to like organize my notes here. I'm not gonna lie. So you're like, for sure the Vikings are going to win this. I just lost it. Caden, keep talking.
Okay, so for sure the Vikings are going to win this.
Yeah, that's about how far I got. But it's also like the Vikings have the 3 seed, like at the moment, and they can't go down. Like they're not going to the 4th seed. They're the 3 seed, and
they could go up.
They could go up if the 49ers lose. newsflash, the 49ers aren't going to lose.
It's football.
They're
week
playing
18.
They're playing the Cardinals, and the 49ers have a chance to take the 1 seed.
Yeah. So the 49ers aren't losing. But if the Cowboys, I mean, mathematically, it's not impossible. They could get the 1 seed. If the Eagles lose, if the Cowboys lose, and if the Niners lose, they get the 1 seed. Probably not realistic, but like four teams in the NFC all have chances of getting the 1 seed, which is crazy. Like no team is locked up. Any of the top 4 seeds could be in any order.
Yeah,
not top 4, top 3, and then 5.
Right, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So they could move up. The Bears kind of like need to lose. I mean, Justin Fields isn't playing in this game, so like that.
Nathan Peterman's playing.
Right, it tells you everything.
It
tells you everything you need to know. The Bears are tanking for the pick, and they're hoping that the Texans accidentally win against the Colts, which, like we said, could happen. So I'm going to take the Vikings, but I'm scared to start anyone on the Vikings. I mean, I am one of the minority
weird people.
It's not by choice. It's ESPN's fault, and it's Daniel
the Camel's
fault for being the commissioner of the league, and I think he's the commissioner. But and having us play the second leg of the championship game, week 18, which is fun because I would have scored 88 points last week. Bad news. So I'm kind of scared to start Vikings players. I'm not going to lie, because it's like if they go up by a substantial amount at like halftime, which they probably will, they're probably going to end up sitting Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, like every big name guy. They're sitting because they want to make sure that they're healthy for the playoffs next week. They don't want to attempt. They don't want to get hurt, and if they're going to win, they're going to win, and they're not going to really try much.
No point of risking injury when there's a good chance you play next week, because you'll probably have that 2 or the 3 seed. Right.
So I'm going to take the Vikings.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's not really a question of like who's going to win. It's like how
much are they going to win by?
How much are they going to win by? Because the Bears aren't going to try to win.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, not starting Fields tells you all you need to know. They probably lose with Fields because I think we've said it every single episode this season. He has no help. Fields is their whole offense, and now without Fields,
they don't have an offense.
It's literally going to be Vikings, whatever they want, Bears, whatever the Vikings want the Bears to have. Like, it's going to be...
Or whatever the Bears want, because the Bears don't...
Right, the Bears might not try to score. I mean...
The Bears are just going to punt on...
First down.
Yeah, first down, just punt it away.
We need to get we need to, like, get the... we need to, like... develop our defense, you know, because our defense struggled this year, so we need to develop them, have them on the field for like practice reps more. Oh, that's a good idea.
It's a good idea right there. It's spicy right there.
I'm sure the fans would love it there in Chicago.
I'm sure.
Punt on first down.
All right, so we have a couple questions from Jack. Thanks for commenting. 2 Lions questions. First one.
I wonder if he's a Lions fan. Actually,
possibly. Should the Lions send the Rams a fruit basket to help contribute to their hopefully their win? Probably. They need that. And then the second question is, will Detroit be better off with a Rams loss? Sorry, I'm trying to read this. Will Detroit be better off with a Rams loss and better chance at better pick on draft? I think he's...
Yeah, I know what he means.
Yeah.
So, like,
we know what he means.
Obviously, the Rams own, or the Lions own the Rams' first-round pick because of the Matthew Stafford trade, which has been a great trade for the Lions because the Rams have really sucked this year, so they're going to have a very high pick. I think they would definitely benefit from a Rams loss because that would put the Rams higher up in the draft order. That'd give the Lions a higher pick.
Yeah. And additionally, the Lions need the Rams to lose.
I didn't even think that they can get in the play.
The Lions need to beat the Packers have the Rams lose. Or so.
No, they need the Seahawks to lose.
Oh, see, this adds a... Okay.
Oh, I see your question.
There's no way that this is... Yeah, okay.
Oh,
okay.
That's a great question. Oh, my. That was... Dang, we hit it at the same time. We understood.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. That's not right.
That's our apologies, Jack. We didn't... That's his name, Jack?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, our apologies. We did not realize. But if I'm a Lions fan, I'm rooting for the Rams to win. I mean, yeah, it would help you guys if the Rams would lose because you get a higher pick. But if the Rams lose, you're not making the playoffs. So, like, what's more important to you, jumping from maybe the 6th pick to the 4th pick or getting a playoff berth? I think if you ask any Lions fan, they're going to say they want a playoff berth over 2 picks higher.
Yeah, if you ask any Lions player, if you ask the Lions coach or the Lions manager, like, they know that it's like, while, yeah, the pick is helpful, and like a lot of teams do tank for the picks, and they hope that other teams lose so they can get better picks, because it's important. You, especially those, honestly, first 10 picks, like, those are your big name players. Those are the big name stars from college. But
I didn't even think. That was a great question.
Yeah. But the energy that you get and the culture you get in the locker room from making the playoffs is
for sure,
like, so much more valuable than any top 10 pick that you can have.
For sure. That attracts free agents. That gives you primetime games next season. I mean, it gives you publicity, and like you haven't made the playoffs in so long as the Lions. Yeah, and anything could happen once you get there. Maybe you go on a little magical run. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but you can make it far.
Yeah, you can make it 2-3 runs.
And it doesn't matter for your pick. You're still going to have the Rams pick, which is going to be top 10. So I think as a Lions fan, you definitely are rooting for the Rams, even though it would technically hurt some of your draft position. It's all right.
Yeah, I agree.
Good question. Thank you for the question, Jeff.
Very good questions. He has a third question here. Why aren't teams sitting stars yet if they're not going to the playoffs for a better pick? And who should be playing to lose for the pick? Good questions.
Yeah, good question. My man, you
facts.
asking great questions. These are great. Like, some of the best questions I honestly think we've had. So I think the teams, because I'm also surprised by that. Like, there's normally when you get to week 18, even sometimes 17, a lot of people are resting their starters because, like, what's the point of having them hurt? But I think the reason is there's really no one that's clinched the 1 seed or like the 2 seed or like something like that. Like, everything's technically up for grabs. I think you're going to see a lot of Giants players resting because they can't go up or down.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of Bucks players resting because they can't go up or down. Right. And maybe Chargers because they can't really move much.
Right.
But for all the other teams, I mean, the Eagles, they have to win to clinch their division still. Like the Vikings, the Niners, they can Cowboys, they can still all even get the 1 seed. Cowboys can win their division. I mean, teams have a lot to play for still this week. So it's like, I think a lot of times at halftime of these games, you're going to see people resting, but they need to jump out to that lead because they still have a lot to play for. And then back in the AFC, we talked about the whole confusing playoff picture now because of the whole cancellation of the game and everything. So nothing's really clinched. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it definitely makes things interesting because, like you said, a lot of players will sit week 17, week 18 because they already made the playoffs. They already clinched their spot. There's nothing to play for. But I like this a lot better. I do like this a lot better where everything's up for literally everything other than the 4 seed in each conference is up for grabs. You can move anywhere. You can get better positions. And it's just pretty much chaos. And so everyone's going to play unless, like you said, you're the Giants, Chargers, like Bucks. Other than that, everyone's going to play.
It's really interesting because you could look next Monday. Like right now, you can look at the picture, the playoff picture, and then Monday, almost half the things could be different. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
All right. We have determined that he is indeed a Detroit Lions fan. And I think he's trying to figure out what he's saying is that so if the Lions get in the playoffs, he doesn't see them making a deep run. So if they lose like one of their first games, they're not going to go to the Super Bowl this year. And so he's saying, wouldn't it be a better idea for them to just get the pick instead of trying to make that deep run, which they're probably not going to get?
I mean, it's not really. It's out of the Lions' control. I mean, it's technically, what are you rooting for? I mean, I think as a Lions fan, you root for the playoffs because, first of all, anything could happen. I mean, yeah, they're realistically not making it, but the Lions are really hot right now. I mean, aside from the Panthers game, 2 weeks ago? I mean, they're on a roll. They've only lost like 2 games in their last 9-10 games. I mean, they're rolling. Sure, they might not make it to the Super Bowl, but that's so good for your culture. It's so good for the fans and the players. It makes people want to be there and play for the coach. I mean, and it's only going to be like a 2-pick difference. I mean, the Lions, they're a pretty good team. I mean, yeah, they're not there yet. They still need to draft some players and sign some players, but it's not like you're in desperate need of a super high pick. I mean, you're a very good chance of being a playoff team.
Yeah. I mean, and like that, those picks are going to be like pretty close between the Rams pick and your pick, realistically speaking, because the Rams pick that you're going to get is going to be like, I don't know, maybe the 6th spot. And then your pick as the Lions, still having your first overall pick, you're going to be in like the 14th spot.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because you're probably going to make an early exit, let's be real. But you could make it deep, so you're going to be in the 14th spot, maybe the 16th spot in the draft. So like, you're going to be pretty close there. And realistically, you're going to get 2 pretty good name players,
right?
Probably an offensive lineman and then someone on defense, and that's what you're going to do.
I mean, say you squeak in as the 7th seed, and a couple of things happen. Say you're the 7, Minnesota's the 2. You're playing Minnesota first round. Flashback a couple weeks ago, you destroyed them. I mean, anything could happen right there. Boom, you're in the divisional. You play maybe Philly or Dallas. I mean, yeah, those are very tough teams, especially if it's Dallas. They always struggle in the playoffs. I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah, and here's what really is. So on Sunday at 4:25, the Seahawks play the Rams. Whatever the outcome of that game is, that's what then you're rooting for,
right,
in your game.
True, yeah.
Because you don't play until whatever 8:20 on Sunday. You're the last game. So whatever happens in that Seahawks-Rams game, if the Rams were to win, now you're hoping that you win. You're hoping that you win. But if the Seahawks win, then it doesn't matter. And then you just get the pick. So really, your biggest game of the year happens at 4:25
and
on
you
Sunday.
have no
and you have no way to
yeah.
control it, and the Lions have no way to. Yeah. Good questions, though.
Yeah, very good questions. And as a Lions fan, you really haven't had much to look forward to, like much to root for in Week 18, except for you clinching the number 1 pick and stuff in the last however many years. So this it's exciting. Like, Lions are good, and I like it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Patriots at Bills. Again, last time I'm going to mention it. No idea what's happening for the 1 seed.
No.
But this game does have a lot of implications because the Bills could get the 1 seed, allegedly, and the Patriots are trying to squeak into the playoffs. And the only way that happens is they need to beat the Bills. I think there is another way that they can get in, but their easiest path is to beat the Bills. Yeah, so they need to beat... What was that?
For the NFC?
For the AFC. So the Patriots could squeak into the 7th seed if they beat the Bills, or...
The Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed.
They have.
Yeah.
Oh, they've clinched.
I'm saying for the Patriots to get into the 7th seed.
I know, but for the thing, they have clinched the 1, according to Debbie.
Oh, they have?
According to Google, the Chiefs have.
According to Google,
I got you.
Number 1 seed.
Okay.
All right, well, there you go. Chiefs are the 1 seed.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Chiefs are 1 seed. Never mind. Chiefs won't be playing anyone.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. The Chiefs might not play.
Well,
anyone.
but they will need them incentives.
Incentives. Either way, we already picked the game, so there's no going back now. So the Patriots can clinch the 7th seed and be that last team into the AFC if they beat the Bills, which realistically, not going to happen. Or Dolphins, Steelers, and Titans lose, which is another real possibility. So the Patriots could still lose this game and make it into the playoffs, which could very well happen. But in this game, I don't think that this is their easiest path, and I don't think that it's going to happen for them. I think the Bills will probably win this.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's like, man, the Bills are going to kill them. You know, it's in Buffalo, all that stuff. But coming off of what they came off of Monday night, first of all, short week. I mean, sure, they didn't play, but they had to travel back, got back late. The whole, obviously, DeMar Hamlin situation clearly messed with the players. Players were bawling their eyes out. I mean, they couldn't finish the game, obviously, but like, I don't think that they can be in the headspace to go win. I think there's 2 potential scenarios for this. Either the Bills come out firing and they're just like look like the most unstoppable team ever because they want to do it for DeMar and all that stuff, or they come out and they look dead because it's completely messed with them and like they just saw their teammate literally die on the field. Thankfully he is okay, but it messes with you. So and the Patriots have a lot to play for. And you know what would make the whole playoff picture even more confusing? A Bills loss. So that's what's going to happen. I actually think the Patriots are going to win. Like, Matt Patricia is the only reason I'm actually like really upset for picking this because like I'm not confident in his play calling. But Josh Allen, he's a great quarterback. He's the MVP, but he throws a lot of interceptions. And the Patriots defense like lead the league in pick sixes and defensive touchdowns. And I think that they're going to get one this game. I'm going to go Patriots, make the whole AFC picture even more confusing. Look, the Bills could come out and play like the greatest team ever with the whole thing that happened Monday night, or they could come out and look dead.
Right.
I think that they'll be more dead than unstoppable.
I think that'll come down to player for player. Like there are some players that are going to come out and they're going to look good, and there are some players that are going to come out and they're going to.
Right. I think the defense will look more shaken than the offense, because obviously DeMar Hamlin was the safety on the defense. He's closer to all of them than the offense. But.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bills. I think that they're better. I look for them to be. I mean, they're going to be wearing the number 3 patch.
I think all the NFL is going to be wearing 3.
Are they?
Yeah.
I saw that the Bills were permitted by the NFL to wear the 3, and everyone in the league is going to be painting the 3 on the 30-yard line, either Bills red or Bills blue.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm going to go Bills for this game. I think they'll take it. It would mess with a lot of stuff if the Bills lost. That would just make everything so confusing. But I mean, anything can happen any given Sunday. I don't think the Patriots have it in them though, but you never know.
Yeah, we'll see. This is interesting as well. It's the same division. Every team is playing divisional games this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if it. Yeah, that's what it's always been. Week 18, but so Jets, Dolphins. Again, both of these teams. The Jets are eliminated, but the Dolphins have a very real chance of getting in. I don't know exactly what they need. Do you have it or no?
Yeah. So I gotta flip back. Dolphins to get in, they need to beat the Jets, and the Patriots have to lose.
Right. So I mean, that could happen. I mean, they're playing the Bills. Their Patriots are favored to lose, but Jets are starting Flacco. Mike White really struggled.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're going to be going after a quarterback over the offseason. Dolphins are starting Mike Glennon, I think. Yeah, like they've gone from Tua to Teddy Bridgewater to Skylar Thompson to Mike Glennon. Like, come on.
There's no one better on free agency or practice squads or anything.
There happens to be someone in the free agency named Cam Newton. Sure, he might not be the MVP he once was, but he's better than Mike Glennon and Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater right now, and you can't tell me I'm wrong.
I won't tell you.
Please, someone needs to pick him up. He's better. There's not 32 quarterbacks better than him, and I can tell you that right now. But that's besides the point. I think the Jets are going to win. I mean, it's crazy. Like, the Dolphins completely skidding right now. They're kind of like the Titans. They were rolling. People were saying maybe this is the best team in the AFC, like after week 3. And they've lost now like 6 or 7 straight. I think 6 in a row. So they're really struggling. Joe Flacco, he played good in his first couple of games.
He did.
A great comeback win against the Browns back in week 2. I mean,
hey, don't bring that up.
Sorry, man. But like
we win that game, we make
he's
the playoffs.
A veteran. He's proven that he can win. He's won a Super Bowl. I mean, granted, he was carried by his defense, but like Joe Flacco, he's a serviceable guy, and I think he's better than Mike Glennon. And the Jets defense is good enough to win.
I hate how convincing you were, because I have the Dolphins for this. I think that they have a lot more to play for. Which they do. They absolutely have a whole lot more to play for. I mean, the Jets have nothing to play for other than, proving why they need a quarterback next year. But like the thing is, like the Jets are good. Like I'm not gonna lie, the Jets are literally just like an A- quarterback away from making a deep playoff run, and I truly believe that. I honestly think that if they pick up someone like Derek Carr, Tom Brady, I mean, they're not going to get Lamar Jackson, but he's going to be a free agent this year.
Could.
I mean, they're not going to. They don't have the cap space for that. But like, you get any like decent quarterback, and the Jets, honestly, like they had a chance to make the playoffs up until last week. They weren't eliminated, and they were playing like trash with Zach Wilson and Mike White. So get them a good quarterback next year, and they're probably in the playoffs for the next 3 years at least. Dolphins have a lot more to play for. I don't know why you're starting a guy that I didn't know was in the NFL. But, whatever. I mean, the Titans had the smart idea to pick up Josh Dobbs off the Lions practice squad, which is like, yeah, go check out some practice squads around the league. I guarantee there's a guy better than him. Like, it's stupid, but I assume that the Dolphins know what they're doing. I assume that they're not tanking and want to make the playoffs. So I'm going to go Dolphins. I think they have a lot more to play for. I think they want it more. I'm not confident, but I'm going to go Dolphins nonetheless.
Yeah. Not much else
We'll
to say.
see.
It's
We'll
going to be
see.
interesting. There's
If I get this
of
wrong, I get it wrong.
right,
'Cause
there's
I
a lot
have
of
no
stuff
idea.
up for grabs. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Definitely.
Oh, you skipped one. There we go.
All right. Buccaneers at Falcons.
So this game, don't recommend watching. Not
No.
going to be a lot. Bucks,
No.
one of the few teams that will be resting starters. They have nothing to win or lose.
Yep, they have the 4th seed in
yeah.
the NFC. They literally can't go up, and it is impossible for them to go down.
Yeah. So maybe Kyle Trask will be quarterback. Maybe Brady will play like 2 drives. I think that'd be dumb, but who knows? And the Falcons are not good. They put my mic down. There we go. And the Falcons are not good, and they're boring to watch. Desmond Ridder hasn't looked great, but I think he will beat the Bucks practice squad.
I have Falcons winning this.
Yeah, same.
Like, yeah, the Buccaneers aren't going to play anyone. Like, literally,
They shouldn't. I mean, there's no
it'd
reason
be
they
so
should.
stupid too, and I doubt they will.
Mhm.
Like, why am I blanking on the Todd Bowles?
Yeah.
Todd Bowles isn't an idiot.
Like, he's a bad coach, but he's not.
He's a bad
that
coach,
dumb.
but he's not that
right.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like, he's been around the block in the NFL for a little bit. I mean, he was with the Jets for a while there, and they haven't been to the playoffs in ever. But, like, he's not stupid. The Falcons don't have anything to play for either, but, like, why wouldn't you play your guys? Like, you're going to play your young guys. You're not good anyways. Like, get some more practice in. Congratulations. It's a scrimmage for the end of the year. The Buccaneers, literally, if they have a name in the NFL, they will not be playing. Like, if I were to say a name and you recognize it, they're not playing in this game.
Probably not.
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, they should be playing their practice squad.
Yeah.
So,
Falcons. Yeah, that's all there is to say. Falcons. I don't like picking the Falcons. They're not a good team, but at least I know some of their players going into this game.
Exactly. All right, next up, I think is the Panthers game. Yeah. So, Panthers at Saints.
What's Debbie laughing at? How did Debbie know that? That's crazy. Debbie predicted that I will have a fit out of this game. I'm not gonna have a fit, but so if you've been watching us all season,
Because
know
it's the Aints, Caden.
it is the Aints. You know that I have been a little bit bipolar at times, and like 1 week I'm like Panthers need to tank, and then the next week I'm like let's win the Super Bowl, and then the next week we tank, and then it's happened I think at least like 10 times. But
10. We've had 17 weeks. It's happened at least 18 times.
but like going into this, Panthers were eliminated last week. I really don't know what they're going to do at coach. I mean, Steve Wilkes was completely outcoached last week by not even a good coach. But like the whole team wants him there. So what makes me nervous that like if we would get someone else, would the team be mad? Would some of the players leave? I mean, all the players are putting on like, I mean, this doesn't mean much, but the players are putting on their Instagrams like we want Wilkes, and like people are really advocating for Wilkes to be the coach. So I'm like, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at quarterback this offseason, at coach, at a bunch of stuff. But they still got a game to play.
At running back.
Running back, I mean, they got Foreman, who was great this season, but do they draft one? I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
This game, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Panthers need the higher pick. Panthers should lose this game to get the higher pick. They don't have anything to win. Should also lose this game to get the better schedule next season. We talked about that. But like, it's the Aints. And if you know me personally, you know that I can't stand this. Like, I have...
As he wears their colors.
No, this is not Saints colors. This is...
It definitely is. I mean, that looks the same.
Let me take this off real quick.
It looks the same. You guys
I can't...
do this with your arms real quick.
Let me go. Yeah, no, I can't stand, like, Saints are obviously my least favorite team in the league by a long shot. Like, Drew Brees, least favorite player ever. I'm sorry, you're a great player, but I can't stand you. Sean Payton, can't stand him. Like, I don't like the Saints. I never have liked the Saints, and I won't like the Saints. Like, so it's like, do we need to lose this game? Technically, we probably should. It'd be the right, smart thing to do. But am I rooting for us to? No, because we're playing the Saints. So, like, and I think we'll beat the Saints.
Yeah,
I mean, we're rolling right now, sort of. I mean, we put up a lot of points against the Bucks. We just didn't have anyone. J.C. Hornet's not playing again because why would you put him in if he's hurt?
Yeah,
and you don't have anything to play for. But they don't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They have
They have Chris
Olave, who
is good.
is good, but he's not Mike Evans and Chris Olave. Or Mike Evans and Godwin.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Panthers are going to win this. They shouldn't. They should tank for it, but I mean, kill the people in your division.
Sweep the Saints. That's a W season right there. I can't complain. I mean, Panthers go into the season. I have 2 games. Panthers Saints. If they win those, it's a W season. I can't with that team. So please win.
Fair enough. All right. So Texans. I don't know what I was about to say. Cowboys, man. Texans at Colts. The Texans need
to lose. Yeah, right. They clinched the first overall pick with a loss. With a win, they probably have the second pick because of the win. The Bears are probably going to lose. So with a win, the Bears would jump them for the first pick.
Yeah. It's possible. It is possible that the Texans win in my mind.
It's very possible.
It's possible. I don't feel like they're stupid enough to win, but I feel like I'm giving them too much credit. I have the Colts winning this game.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
I have the Colts winning this game, not because the Colts are good by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that the Texans will be better at losing. The Texans will beat themselves on purpose if that's what it takes.
Sure. I mean, Jeff Saturday was brought to the Colts to lose games. Everybody knows that. There's no way you hired this man thinking you're going to win. Like, come on. But, like, so obviously the Colts are trying to lose, get a high pick. The Texans are trying to lose. Like, this might be a 0-0 tie. Like, it's a very real possibility. But, like,
hey, if they tie, Bears get the one.
Yeah. No, I think Texans do because they would each have a tie. Wait, no.
The Bears haven't tied. The Texans have.
I don't know how that would work, actually.
Because then they'd have the same record. The Bears would have one more loss than the Texans.
Oh, then the Texans would still have it.
Even if the Bears had one more loss?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
the Bears? Oh, wait. Oh, I actually have no idea. We might have to look at the end of the episode. We'll look something up. We'll look at the end of the episode. Man, I'm going to go Texans. I mean, it might just be because I'm really rooting for the Texans because I really want the Bears to get the first pick.
The Bears have the first pick
Absolutely,
too.
I want them to get the first pick. But the Texans, they've shown that they can win games. I mean, they beat the Titans, Titans are struggling, but they've proved that they can win. I mean, the Colts can't win. I mean, they beat the Raiders. Ooh, congrats. They blew a 33-point lead. You can't tell me you're trying to win if you blow a 33-point lead. That's tank master to the max. I mean, they're not trying to win.
Jeff Saturday is going to become the interim coach to end all interim coaches. There will never be another interim coach in the NFL not named Jeff Saturday.
He's going to become everyone's interim coach.
Exactly. Every time that anyone fires a head coach and they're like, man, we just need to tank right now. Bring in the Saturday. And then he just comes in and he tanks your team and it's going to be great.
The Texans, I think, are going to win. It could be. I'm really rooting for him to win. I want the Bears to get that first pick and trade back. Dude, this is going to be a boring game, but it's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch this very intently because it's interesting. Both teams don't want to win. I mean, and I'm sure the Colts even more want to win, not only because it helps them a lot, or the Colts want the Texans to win because not only a loss helps them with their tank complete, and a Texans win hurts the Texans, and that's their division rival.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. Go Texans. Let's go.
Hey, I'm all for that. I don't think it'll happen. I think the Colts will still win this, but I would not be... Look, I'm already so far behind. Like, the Waffle House is as good as mine.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't be upset if I...
We have a graphic at the end of the show.
I wouldn't be upset if I lost this one and the Texans ended up winning. That'd make me happy.
Absolutely.
That would make me happy.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the agenda here is... Not
much to say. 49ers. Okay.
49ers by 49.
Yeah, let's really not spend too much time. 49ers, they can still play for the 1 seed. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Brock Purdy is still undefeated. And the Cardinals have, I don't even know at quarterback. Probably Trace McSorley. Doesn't matter. I don't even care if it was Kyler Murray. They wouldn't come close in this game.
Nope.
Niners, by a long shot. Really, is there anything else to say?
Yeah, more or less than 30. The Niners
I think it'll be less because I think they'll be up by a lot and then they'll just rest players. Because depending on what they see in the earlier games.
Here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know, Caden. Picture this. Okay. Niners go up by 3 scores. Okay, at halftime.
Realistic.
Niners go up by 3 scores at halftime. Okay. They rest all their guys. Who on earth is behind Brock Purdy? Their quarterbacks have just gotten better. Who's behind Brock Purdy? That's what I want to know.
Dude, they're gonna bring in like Tom Brady Jr.
Tom Brady's just like walks on the field.
No, honestly, I mean they obviously have to. They have a dude behind them. They probably signed some dude after Garoppolo.
Cam Newton.
Dude.
Question mark.
No, he's not better than Purdy right now, probably. But actually, that's a good question. Maybe they'll bring in like Debo to play. Oh, Debo's hurt. Yeah.
They'll bring in Kittle. Kittle will play
quarterback. Yeah.
McCaffrey threw earlier this year. He could play quarterback.
McCaffrey threw early. He threw a touchdown earlier this year. He threw a touchdown for the Panthers like 3 years ago. He can play quarterback. Actually, you probably should not play him. He's one of the more fragile players in the NFL.
It's true.
He's definitely a guy that you don't want to play in this game.
So true.
But yeah, Niners by whatever.
Yeah, by whatever they want to win by.
Sunday night game. Wait, no. 4 o'clock game. 4 o'clock.
Yeah, still 4.
I was pranking you.
You're pulling my leg there.
Cowboys by whatever they want.
Cowboys at Washington. Washington was eliminated last week by
the Browns.
Let's go.
Sam Howell is starting in this game, which I think he's a good quarterback. He was quarterback for North Carolina last year, and he was projected to go top 2 in the draft going into the last season, and then he really struggled. His offensive line at North Carolina was bad. I mean, and he dropped to like the 3rd or 4th round, but I think he's a good quarterback. I think he has a chance to be their starter next year. I mean, he's a pretty good quarterback. It would be interesting to see how he plays. I don't know if he's going to be given a fair shot. I think they'll probably try to approach a new quarterback this offseason, but I think the Cowboys will win.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys need to win.
Yeah.
The Cowboys can still take the division if the Eagles lose, can still take the 1 seed if the Eagles lose. So, I mean, it's a big deal for the Cowboys to try to win this game, and they're playing a team that, to be honest, isn't very good. And like you said, they're starting their 3rd string guy. So, Cowboys. Again, not much to talk about. There's a couple boring games in here.
Oh, and now we get to...
All right, Jack.
Yeah, I was going to say. I hope he's still listening. Now we're going to talk about... Oh, sweet. Okay, so we got the game that we sort of talked about. I mean, we got... Holy smokes.
Did you forget the team name?
No, it's Rams.
But
like, I read that... I don't know what... Holy crap. Okay.
Concussion go crazy.
Yeah, the concussion...
I guess.
Concussion is the best of you sometimes.
Rams at Seahawks. So, Lions... Jack, very interesting for them. If the Rams win, you're obviously rooting for you to beat the Packers on Sunday night. If the Seahawks win, you're rooting for you guys to lose and just get a better pick. As a Lions fan, we already said, I think you're rooting for the Rams, get in the playoffs. It's a lot more exciting and fun than a pick. I'm a couple picks higher. Who do I think is going to win? Probably the Seahawks, unfortunately. Actually, no. Pretend I didn't say that. I think...
What did you say?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the Seahawks are not good. I mean, they were great in the beginning and middle of the year, but they fell off. They beat the Jets last week, but Mike White, he fell off after his 3-week hurrah. I mean, and Baker, he'll do great 1 week and terrible next week. If you remember...
The Seahawks barely beat the Rams just a couple weeks ago, like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They barely beat them.
And didn't the Rams have a... like...
The guy from the back of a Campbell soup can?
Yeah. Who was it? John Wolford?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, now they have Baker. I'm not saying Baker's good, but he's better than John Wolford. And Baker goes good 1 week, bad next week. Good one, like, he played good on the Thursday night game, bad the next week. And then a couple weeks later, 51 points on the Broncos, bad last week against the Chargers. That means good this week against the Seahawks. I think the Rams are going to win. Mess up the Seahawks. I'm hoping it happens.
Hey.
I really want the Lions to get in the playoffs. And sure, it could happen. This is a possibility. I mean, Seahawks are struggling. I mean, yeah, they beat the Jets last week, but they had Mike White, and he's fell off again.
Yeah. No, Seahawks. I mean, yeah. See, this is the point in the year where it's like your team's riddled with injuries. Like,
I mean, it's not hurting the Rams if they win.
no, it's not. No,
Yeah.
the Rams have nothing.
They have no picks.
They have nothing to tank for.
Until 2034.
Right, exactly. The Rams just don't have a pick ever. But it's at this point in the year where it's like, if you want to make the playoffs and you have more to play for, you just have to come out and you have to play for it. And like you have to give it everything you have for 60 minutes. And the Rams, while sure, they want to mess up the Seahawks, and I'm sure they'd love that. I mean, I know I would if I was in the division. Like, why wouldn't you want to mess up your divisional rivals? But at the same time, like, there's only so far that your body can go before you're like, okay, that's enough. The Seahawks have a chance to make the playoffs, and they need to win, and then they need the Lions to beat the Packers. So I feel like once they get to that point of physical exhaustion, they need to like kick it over to the mental. And because they have something to play for and something to look forward to and the playoffs to make, they'll have enough in there to take it there. And I think the Seahawks will take it. I think it'll be close. It'll be very close. And it'll take until the last drive. But I think Seahawks are going to win.
Could happen. Probably better chance, but
you never know.
You never know. It's week 18. It's divisional game.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Exactly. And I think we got one game left. Should be the Lions game.
Well,
I think we have a few games left.
Go to that one. Jack says, should the Colts coach and owner go directly to jail for trying to steal Jim Harbaugh from the Wolverines? And that may be just...
Well, he's a Lions fan, so he's probably a team up north fan too.
Oh, that didn't... Oh,
what do you think will happen? Do you think
Jack,
they will...
how about TCU? We lost too. It's okay.
Do you think they will have him as a coach?
I don't think Jim Harbaugh will go.
No, Jim Harbaugh's not going anywhere.
The Colts. Really? I think because... I mean, this is kind of college, but it's the same thing. You heard about his allegation, right?
I didn't, no.
So he's being, like, Michigan's talking about getting investigated because he was apparently on a recruit visit with a recruit, and you obviously can't pay recruits. And he bought the recruit he was with a hamburger, and he's being investigated for that because that's paying recruit like $7.50 or whatever the hamburger costs. So,
yeah.
So it's like, he's being investigated. So a lot of people are saying maybe Harbaugh will dip out of there, leave that mess, and just go to the NFL. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
I mean, he said last week, he said he expects to stay with Michigan, but then all this came out, and it's like, there's a good chance he dips out of there now.
I mean, is there more than just that?
I don't think
No,
so.
he's doing so well up there right now.
Oh, he's doing great.
His team, like his job was in such jeopardy 2 years ago. Like they were like, Jim Harbaugh's not it. And then he finally found his groove. He went back to what he was doing in San Francisco, and now he's doing well again. He finally found his stride up there, which is unfortunate.
But he's beat us twice in a row. But
fine, I guess. But I mean, he's doing well, and assuming that he doesn't get suspended for his entire life for buying a hamburger for a recruit, which is so dumb because
it's so stupid.
It's so like I understand that you can't pay a recruit because
Doug, you're not paying the recruit. You're like, here, I will be friendly and buy you your cheeseburger. Like, come on, NCAA, that's stupid.
And there's kids out here making a couple $1 million off of their name and likeness from the NIL deals now.
Yeah.
Like, how are those allowed, but you're still not allowed to buy a hamburger? Like, I understand, don't buy them like a car, because that's going to sway them to come to your school, and you want them to come to your school because they want your school and your team, and not because you're giving them the most stuff, because then they're just professional players, which is not what you're looking for. But a hamburger,
so stupid.
Dude, it's less than $10. Like, come on, it's not that deep. So, assuming that he doesn't get in trouble and suspended for life, and the NCAA doesn't hang up a "Do not let this man in any stadiums" poster outside, their whatever headquarters, I assume he'll stay in Michigan.
No. Oh, we still have another game.
Yeah, we have a couple more
but
games.
This game is going to be. We don't even need to talk about this. Eagles can still play for the 1 seed. Giants
and their division,
right? And Giants clinch the division. Not much to say. They're not their division. They clinched the 6th seed.
Yeah.
There's nothing to play for. They can't go up or down.
They'll rest every single player.
Oh yeah, you'll see Kenny Golladay in this game.
Kenny Golladay will play.
He could get the 76 catches.
It could happen.
But yeah.
But whoever they're playing at quarterback won't be giving it to him.
Eagles by Yes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, to be completely honest with you, if Jalen Hurts did start this game.
For sure.
I mean, they need to win. The Eagles need to win because not only do they, if they lose, will they probably lose the 1 seed? Like they will lose the 1 seed, but they also probably won't get their division either. And now they're a wild card team, which is such a more difficult road to the playoffs. So they need to win. Would not be surprised at all if Jalen Hurts starts this game, and then once they get up by a couple, then they start pulling their guys out.
Yeah.
Every starter will start this game for the Eagles.
Yeah. Except for the Giants, none of them will play.
Right. None of the Giants starters will play. They're out. They're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say about that.
And then we got the biggest game. I think one of the bigger games of the week.
Really?
No, just kidding.
Really? This is the biggest game for you?
No. I did not know this game was a thing. Chargers win. Actually, no. Actually, yeah.
I don't know.
Chargers.
I'm going to go Chargers win.
Yeah.
I understand that the Chargers kind of have that seed locked, and they're playoff clinched, and they can't really play for a better seeding. Like, there's just...
It's the Broncos.
Is what it is. But they're playing the Broncos, and I don't care if you pick up old ladies off the street and say, congratulations, you're playing in the NFL now. Here's $100. Like, I don't care. They'll probably still beat the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't care if their backups are in. I think that they can beat the Broncos. I mean...
I do too. They did almost beat the Chiefs, but that means nothing because they almost did it earlier.
Yeah, they all... Yeah. Stupid. Chargers.
Very stupid. All right,
Biggest
now...
game of the
Now
week.
the game.
Hopefully. Yeah, there you go. There we go.
All right, Lions at Packers. Basically, a win in. It is a win and in for the Packers. It's a little more complicated for the Lions. The Lions have to win, and like we talked about earlier, the Rams have to win as well. What are you thinking for this game, Caden?
All right. So, you know that I am not high on Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
I
didn't pick up on
that.
that.
Yeah, you didn't? I'm not high on Aaron Rodgers this season. And yet, literally everything has gone right for them. They needed like the Dolphins to lose some, or no, not the Dolphins. They needed to beat the Dolphins, and they somehow did because Tua got concussed. They needed so much stupid stuff, and it all happened.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. So like, they literally
work,
all they gotta do is beat the Lions, who they've kind of terrorized with Aaron Rodgers for the last however many years in Lambeau on Sunday night. But the Lions are going to not watch, but they're going to look at the score of the Rams-Seahawks game. They're going to see the Rams beat the Seahawks. And they're going to be like, holy crap, if we win, we're in. And so obviously the Packers have that same amount to play for. But the Packers have been in so many times. And it's like, it's almost like the Packers expect to get in. I mean, they're favored in this game. They're favored to make the playoffs. Everyone's just writing off the Lions, it seems like. Like, why? Because the Lions have... Why are you writing this team off? They've won like 8 of the last 10. Like, there's no point to that. Sorry, all 8 of those wins were flukes. You beat the Vikings. You beat a lot of good teams. I don't remember them off the top of my head. But like, why are you writing this team off? Yeah, the Packers are rolling right now, but like, they haven't won 8 out of 10. The Lions have. I'm picking the Lions. Sure, if the Rams lose, they'll probably lose because there's no point to them winning. But Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sure Lions, how great would it be for you guys to win and knock Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs?
It won't happen.
It could happen, and it will happen.
It won't.
Lions, I am going to be rooting for you Sunday night. That doesn't matter. I mean, you don't care about my rooting, but I think you guys can win. I mean, why are people writing them off? They were one of the hotter teams in the league. Aside from one game when we ran the ball for like 320 yards on you guys. Well, aside from that,
whoopsies.
Yeah, oops. That's our bad. We kind of hurt you guys there. But like, aside from that, whatever. Like, you guys are rolling.
Yeah. Packers are going to take this game. They absolutely shut down the Vikings offense last week. Packers defense is very good.
The Vikings played at 4. Keep that in mind.
That can't be real. Okay.
It can't be real, but look at the stats and the record. Like, they don't win.
They got shut down. Okay.
They don't win if they don't play at 1 o'clock. It seems like a joke, but it's a real thing.
Packers are going to win this game. Their defense has been very good these last couple of weeks. They finally turned it on. The Lions have literally the worst defense in the league. Like, they literally have the 32nd ranked defense in the league. the Packers offense hasn't been doing fantastic, but they've been doing well enough to score points and win them games. I'm going to take the Packers in this.
Jack, if you're still listening, follow the K&A Football Instagram so you know when we're doing our recap on Monday. And then you can join in the live on Monday. And me and you can celebrate that the Lions won and Lions made the playoffs. Me and you.
I'm going to wear
Austin gets to hear and mourn because Aaron Rodgers didn't make the playoffs. But me and you can celebrate.
Even though this game won't end till midnight, Monday morning, like before we record, I'm going to go to every store in the area and I'm going to find a big cheese hat.
There's no one in our area.
I'm going to drive to the Hall of Fame. There's cheese hats at the Hall of Fame.
Oh, they probably do.
I'm going to drive to the Hall of Fame and buy a cheese hat.
You would.
Just to wear it when the Packers make the playoffs. I won't. I have no need for a cheese hat.
Austin is the type of guy that actually would do that, though.
I would do that.
But Jack, be here on Monday. Follow the Instagram and then boom.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
So Debbie made a nice little graphic because Debbie doesn't understand how playoffs work. So we are here to explain to Debbie and to you if you don't understand. Don't even lie. You don't.
Read your chart.
Debbie, yes or no, do you understand how the playoffs work? Debbie? Okay. All right. So Debbie's going to explain to us how this works.
Oh, Debbie says absolutely not.
Debbie's shaking his head.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but
okay.
There's a reason why you guys are the hosts on the podcast.
So we got facts. Debbie, you are the tech person. You know all the stuff producing. I did with my concussion. I went back and I listened to some of the episodes from like a while ago. I went back and I listened to the logo episode where Debbie and Sue Ellen were talking about, and then all you could hear was Debbie just getting so angry because me and you could not figure out like the technicalities of anything. Like it was so funny.
Sure. And it's only gotten more complicated since then. So no way.
We tried to upload one episode and it took us like an hour and a half.
And Debbie was on the phone the whole time.
It was a struggle. But so we got the wild card round. Starts next week. There'll be 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and then next week would be the divisional, 2 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. And then the AFC and NFC championships would be on a Sunday, just both of them back to back. And then the Super Bowl is obviously Super Bowl Sunday this year, February 12th.
Yeah. The good news about playoffs is that you can watch every game.
Yeah.
Like games don't overlap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the games for the wild card, you got games at 1, 4:25, and 8:30 on Saturday, and then same thing on Sunday, so you can watch every game. It's great. For the divisional round, you can do the same thing. Championship Sunday,
dude,
great.
Me and you and Debbie and Sue Ellen and sometimes a couple other people have gotten together for a lot of games during the season. Like a good game of like, yo, let's do something tonight. Like watch the game.
We should get together for every one of
that's
these
exactly
games.
what I was going to say. I'm sure we will be together at least for
Just stay overnight.
Dude, honestly,
let's just do it.
Honestly, next week, because I don't know why we're playing this on the podcast, but who cares?
No, you don't.
You are homeschooled. So it was a joke. I'm not talking on you. So we got next Saturday. No, honestly, we got next Saturday. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 4, 8.
Yeah,
1, 4, 8. Like we could watch all of these games. All of us could watch all these games together.
100%,
or at least a very
vast majority.
Yeah.
So, one more time, we'll walk you through the.
No, before that.
We got a nice little graphic here on the screen. We got a very nice picture of Austin. I don't know how that's edited because Debbie is him and edits. But we
I
got
think a toddler drew that.
that's a picture drawn. So we got Austin, and then we got a little timeline, sort of.
Yeah. It's through the mystical forest to Waffle House.
I didn't even see the background. We got the mystical force in the back. So we got week 18 next. That doesn't make sense. It's weird, but it's funny. So then we got the wild card. Then we got the divisional. Then the conference championships. Then the Super Bowl. And then Waffle House. Have you prepared? Like, have you done some research, like how to consume the most amount of waffles in 24 hours, or like?
How much is he down? Let me pull it up.
He's down by like 20, or 19, or 21.
I have not eaten a waffle in
Hey, that's probably good.
a couple months, to be honest with you.
That's probably. Oh, then no. You know, you're gonna be. It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait.
I can wait. It's okay. I don't need to.
Hey, good thing it's not cut season yet.
It is. I got soccer. I got soccer,
Dude,
man.
this probably will be. Debbie says no. Okay.
Oh.
That's my bad. I was touching the mic.
Illegal.
But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be in probably late February. It'll probably be cut season by then.
Yeah.
You're gonna be putting on some extra pounds.
It's
Nice.
gonna be rough. But yeah, so what happened if you weren't here at the beginning of the season
Oh yeah.
when
I'll listen.
we went over? So Caden and I every
like this.
what do you
Let's start here.
Oh, you go through every single week. I love this.
This is terrible.
All right, so perfect.
Why are we
No.
doing this like next
so
week?
when we decided to do the podcast, we were going to do a pick'ems, and we decided there needs to be a punishment. So we did a vote. We put it up on our Instagram. Go follow it, KA_football. And
Shameless plug.
yep. And so we put a poll on like what people could vote. Well, first people could type and like give us some ideas for punishments.
Yeah.
And then we chose some of the ones that we loved, and we made a poll where people voted. And this one destroyed. Like everyone voted this one.
Yeah, everyone voted for the loser, not I, but the loser of the
Yeah.
pick'ems, whoever gets the most games wrong, will spend 24 hours in a Waffle House, and for every waffle that you eat is 1 hour off the time you spend there. So, week 1 starts off pretty strong. I mean, I was behind by a couple, but I mean, that's to be expected. It's week 1. Caden got really lucky, kind of got everything right. And then
Oh yeah, we're rolling here.
from there, it just kind of got a little bit worse. So just start scrolling through these, Debbie, because 6 isn't terrible.
Oh, and then we added these. This actually, you guys can't tell, but like it's a lot of like. It takes us so long. It shouldn't because we're kind of like
It takes me.
you.
So long.
No, we got to calculate all the numbers and give you the
These
numbers.
percentages,
Oh, that's me.
that's Caden. It's
Yeah,
rough.
that's me.
Because Caden's not very smart.
No.
Actually, yes, too.
Sometimes I mess up typing things on my calculator on my phone, but yeah, let's just keep going through these things. I mean, it's perfect.
I mean, yeah,
Up
we just
7, up 10, up 10, up 12, 13. I mean, it's just steadily increasing.
it just gets bigger.
15 now, 16. I mean, I'm just making progress.
Yeah, there was a point there where I got pretty close.
Yeah,
again.
wait, was it? No, that was week 6. That was
No,
close.
Debbie never changed the number up there. It's just week 6.
it always says week 6.
So it's just like I
Yeah,
got
it
pretty
does say
close
week
for a
6.
little while
He
there.
got to 12. I think that was the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that
Week
was the
12. That was
closest.
this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was like, "Holy smokes!" Like,
I made a little bit of a run there, and then it kind of fell off, and now we're back in.
15, and now
hotline.
I think it's hit 20. Is this the thing right now? Oh yeah, 20.
Oh
20.
man.
So right now we're sitting at 155 to 135. I mean,
Yeah. In case you couldn't tell, seeing as how there's only 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 games left after this week. And we didn't differ on that many. So it's mathematically impossible for me to come back at this point unless we
is it really mathematically impossible? I don't know. I hope so.
after this week, if you hold a
I
20
can chill
point,
back and relax.
if you hold a 20-point lead after this week or a 14-point lead after this week, it's mathematically impossible for me to win.
Come to hey, maybe we can have some people come to Waffle House.
We might do that.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll obviously talk more about the Waffle House when we get closer, which we're inching closer every week. But right now, we got football to focus on.
Football, not Waffle House. No one likes Waffle House
sure.
anyways. Not the doggone Waffle House. If you want to sponsor us, go for it.
What are you pulling up? Oh, Debbie's pulling up the playoff picture, which we will finally cover on Monday. We'll have the finalized playoff picture. We're going
Yeah.
to start covering playoff games. It is going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
I can't believe. I mean, this is going to be the last time we see a lot of these teams until next September,
year.
which
It's
is
gonna be-
sad.
Crazy.
Yeah, so you got. No, the Chiefs haven't clinched the 1 seed yet. Well, Google was wrong. Yeah, division is not 1 seed. So,
I know that.
Do you, Debbie?
okay, so wait. If the Chiefs lose and the Bills win, the Bills will be 13-3, and the Chiefs will be 13-4. So Bills will be 1. All right,
Will we won? Or did
Roger
they
Goodell,
prioritize
way
the
to make
game?
it so confusing. You are the greatest.
Yeah. Who knows? I guess it technically wouldn't matter because they would all play a home game.
Okay, what? Look at this. The Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed with a win at the Raiders.
With
or
the
a
win at the
loss-
Raiders.
Yeah, they play the Raiders today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they haven't clinched yet.
Yeah, no, I know. Or a Bills loss versus the Patriots.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they haven't clinched yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So So that means if the Bills win and the Chiefs lose, the Bills get 1.
Yeah, which makes it less confusing. Which, like we said, realistically, it doesn't matter because the Chiefs will play the 5s, or no, the Chiefs will play the 7 seed. The Bills will play, or it would matter because they get the bye week.
Yeah.
Confusing. Roger Goodell.
Way to make us
at Roger Goodell. Fix this. This is a problem.
It's all right.
It's fine. We'll figure it out as we go. But either way, as of now, Chiefs are 1, Bills 2, Bengals 3. Chargers should not be 4. Who's 4?
4 is the winner of tonight's game.
Fair enough. So 4 will be either the Titans or Jaguars, probably Jaguars to be realistic. Then the Chargers.
Wait, click this. Tie-breaking procedures.
Where?
No. Down. Oh, up. Right there.
Nailed it.
Oh, that's a lot. Never mind. I don't want to read that much.
So.
Oh, this is just like, I thought this meant like it would show teams.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
This is like the NFL rule. Okay, yeah, we don't care.
This is unfortunate. All right, so one more time, we'll run you through what each team needs to do to make the playoffs if they're on the outside looking in. So, like we already said, Steelers need a win at the Browns, need the Patriots to lose and Dolphins to lose. So, it's quite a lot for the Steelers. It's kind of a long shot for the AFC. The Dolphins need to beat the Jets and the Patriots lose. Again, real possibility. Patriots need to win against the Bills, or Dolphins, Steelers, and Titans lose. Real possibility. Titans need to beat the Jags, and the Jags need to beat the Titans, or Steelers, Patriots, and Dolphins lose. So there's a lot of paths in the AFC for a lot of teams to get in because realistically any of those teams can lose. So there's a lot that can happen in the AFC, and the picture can look totally different from what it looks like right now. The NFC, there's only 3 teams that can take that last seed. That would be the Seahawks, who need to beat the Rams and have the Packers lose. The Lions need
team.
Yeah, need to beat the Packers and the Seahawks lose, and the Packers just need to beat the Lions. So, very interesting. Should be exciting to see what actually happens. It's going to be a lot of chaos starting at 4:25 today.
Oh, yeah.
It should be exciting. I'm excited for it.
I am too. But, yeah, not much else to say. I don't got anything else. Go Lions. I'll be rooting for you. I'll be rooting with you, Jack.
Go Packers. Not that I want the Lions to lose, but I really like Aaron Rodgers. So sorry about that. Well, thank you guys for sticking with us through this episode and for almost the entire regular season now. It's been fun. We're looking forward
Dude, it sounded like you were about to get emotional. I was like, no shot.
No.
Austin's about to start crying.
I'm going to start crying on the podcast. No. We're really looking forward to getting into the postseason with you guys. Really looking forward to, unfortunately, getting into Caden and I's predictions preseason for what we thought would happen and then how it actually stacked
That
up.
is going to be rough. I can tell you that right now.
It's going to be a rough episode, let me tell you. You might actually see me cry for how wrong I was. Thank you guys for sticking with us, and thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of K&A Football. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we're also active on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're a real one. We'll see you next time.